Hi, this is Paula J. from Secure Academy, delivering another episode of Secure Hacks Weekly. Today I'm going to talk about all the different ways the passwords can be extracted from different kinds of browsers, like for example Internet Explorer / Edge, Firefox or Chrome. If you guys are interested in how those passwords are stored, that's the subject for you.
So you should see my screen right now, and I would like to show you this time two types of browsers and how the password is stored. We will not get into that many details. I'm happy to do it always, but I would like to show you basically what the storage depends on. So at the very first moment, what is important for us is, for example, Edge. Since this is a relatively new browser in Windows 10, it's important to know whenever we are storing a password in Edge, where this is and how this is happening. So we've got here Edge, and if we go to settings, and if we go to advanced settings, here you've got an option which is called over to save passwords. And then you can go to manage my save passwords. And basically here you've got information about the certain type of password being stored. But obviously we've got some little dots over here. And it is actually quite interesting because these dots, actually I can tell you what this is. It's a P at SSW0RD hash 1, 2, 3 exclamation mark. So these dots correspond to the password. Yeah, so I mean you can see basically what that is more or less by the amount of letters, but we are not able to guess at that moment. And if we are wondering how to get those passwords, well, basically you can always go to Credential Manager and Web Credentials, and here you can show the password. Right now I am authenticated, but normally you will be asked for providing the password over here. So let's get into Manage Web Credentials. And as you see, I got this one, and that's what I'm talking about. So I'm gonna specify here the password. And by specifying it, that's the moment I'm able to see the password. So this access is clearly dependent on the current user's password, and therefore it's so important to take into consideration how this password is changed. For example, this machine that I've got right now, it is in a very, very special state because I have over here been playing with cache logon data, and I've changed the user password legally. Basically, I have changed the cache logon data, some people call it cache credentials, and then user was able to log on with the password, in this case Mimikatz, for example, and previously my password was just p at ssw0rd. So how to prove this to you that this kind of data is dependent on your password? Of course, underneath there's a big data protection API platform that is managing the access to your secrets, but since this is a very short video, I think we can stop on that kind of explanation. And what I have as well over here, it's a Chrome Pass. Chrome Pass, it's a tool that you can get from Nearsoft. A very nice set of tools that you can download for free from the Nearsoft website. And I was mentioning previously that your passwords like this are dependent on your password. Well, they may not always be. For example, you can have a root password or master password. For example, you can try the same story with the Firefox. Firefox can do stuff like that too. But if we are not using those, then our password is this point of entry on there. So over here, we've got Chrome Pass, and I have a password of the user stored like that. So as you can see here, the password is not really displayed. And the question is, why is that? An answer to that is quite simple. It is because in such scenario, I have played with the password change legally. So when we are thinking about the data protection API, technically the folder, if we get into C users username, appdata roaming, Microsoft product, and then user SID, then these little files, these are, as we should call them, master key containers. And these master key containers contain master keys, which more or less are used to decrypt our secrets, passwords, etc. And master keys that are in those master key containers are encrypted by your users, by the user's password. Yeah. So effectively, or user's password hash. So effectively, when I played with the password and it's no longer my password, but it's Mimikatz, then I'm not able to decrypt those guys, so that I'm able to read this particular password. Yeah, so this is the flow. Now, what I'm gonna do, it's gonna be quite interesting, because I'm gonna here turn on the network connectivity. So I'm gonna do internal network connection. Very good. Okay. And one of the other things, I'm gonna get into Hyper-V console. In here, Hyper-V manager. Very good. I'm going to start one of the machines that is actually a domain controller for that particular machine. And what's going to happen? Well, basically that particular user will connect to the domain. Right now network is on, so the only thing we can do is to log on with the password that is correct, because right now I am logging on with the password that is Mimikatz. So I'm going to, simply speaking, take this out, log out, and I'm going to log on to the domain. So that's going to be quite an interesting experience, because let's do it. Here we go. And I'm going to log on to the domain. So hopefully this should all work out right now. So we've got a password. Okay. Yes, that worked out. Very good. And the next part I will do, I'm gonna get into Chrome Pass, for example, and as you see, without any problem, I am able to see the user's password. Yep, what about the other password that I was playing? So let's get into Credential Manager for Web, and I get this stuff. So here I will be providing password, and here we go. So we've got over here the password #123 ! Visible, but this one wasn't visible before and it's visible right now, which proves one little thing, that Credential Manager works a little bit differently than for Edge than for Chrome. Chrome in this case purely relies on the data protection API, which isn't bad, by the way. It's just that these types of credentials are a little bit different. Both depend on your password to the operating system. And if your machine is not connected to the domain, that is also quite an interesting case in case of data protection API, then your passwords stored like that using data protection API depend on your password hash, as we already mentioned. We could be thinking, offline then it's not a good idea, because we all can grab MD4 from the SAM database. Well, yes and no, you can always do that, but this particular or these particular secrets are protected with SHA-1 of your password, especially for the offline, not offline but local accounts. So I mean the ones that are not connected to the domains. So that is quite interesting over here. For the accounts that are connected to the domain, where we don't store any hashes on the computer, cache credentials, we are not storing hashes, just for the reference, if you are wondering. Then in the case of a domain, we use MD4 to protect these kind of secrets. So yep, this is a little bit of a summary how passwords are stored in the browser. If you are a geek, then please try the same stuff for Firefox, and I'm waiting for your questions in the comment section below, because it's a very long subject and I'm pretty sure we're gonna have a lot of different types of episodes about it.
Okay guys, so that's about it. I hope you enjoyed it, and don't forget to leave your comments in our blog post and also in our Facebook page. I'm looking forward to your questions, because I bet that might be a couple of those that are burning. Thank you and see you next time.